All right, Mr. Holiday here. We have got a great lesson for you today using Pixlr to understand digital color theory. All right, so let's get at it. Create new. You already understand this pixel situation. 2550, 3300 equals our US paper, 8.5 by 11. Make sure your background is white. This is review. You should know this already. All right, so we're going to be using these tools today. We're going to use the Arrange tool. We're going to use the Gradient tool. All right, we're going to make sure that our typography today is nice and bold because we're going to modify color theory within typography. Our color theory today is Analogous, Monochromatic, and Tertiary. All right, so we want to create a good font. We're going to come over to the layer palette, and I like to use the text in the layer palette than the text in the toolbar because it's easier. So we click on text, and you see that we have a big font here. Your font is going to have to be at least 900 or even bigger. So we'll type in the word art, so have cap lock on because I want this to be all caps. Now, this is Arial. Arial is not a good font. So I want to choose a font called Hippo Leto, okay? And that allows me to see the color theory very clear because of the boldness of the font. Now, I want to go to Arrange tool. And in the Arrange tool, I want to make sure that I can move this around clearly and get it situated. Now, the first thing I want to do is change this from a text to a shape. So I'm going to come over here to Layer, and I'm coming down to Rasterize Text Element. So I'm going to left click right on that with my mouse, and that becomes a shape. All right. Now, with this Arrange tool, I left click with the mouse and I right click with the mouse, and I can duplicate the layer right on the document. I don't have to come over to the layer palette to duplicate. If you're in Arrange tool, you can right click, duplicate layer. Isn't that cool? And then I drag it straight down, and it gives you these like guidelines that snap. And I want to right click, duplicate layer again. Why? Because I'm modifying this 3 different times. I'm going to use Analogous, Monochromatic, and Tertiary today. All right, so I click on the first top one. It goes right to that layer. I come over here to select. I find the word select pixels. Now I'm ready to modify this with analogous color theory. Analogous color theory are families of colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel. Now, while I'm in the gradient tool, I can come over here and see my gradient swatch. Click on that, it drops down, it defaults to this black and red. Now, I want to move the black to the middle because I'm going to change this black to the orange family. So I got my color picker, and I'm changing this slide bar to the orange family. Orange is a mixture of red and yellow. That is a primary color, a secondary color, my bad. Red is a primary color. All right, now, what's next to the orange family? It is the yellow family. So I come over to the side where the swash is at, and I click one time, and I'm able to get another color stop. These are called color stops. And I'm going to change this to the yellow family. And there you have it. That's a good yellow. And so now I have red to orange to yellow. And in between, you have your intermediate colors, which is orange, red, and orange, yellow. Now I want to move these over just a little bit because I want to add the yellow-green family. And so with the yellow-green family, I'm going to change this to yellow-green. And you see how quick I got that color stop up there. That's because I clicked it real quick. And if you click and left click and drag, that's how you move these color stops around. you click one time, you get another color stop. So make sure you get that fingering together. All right, so red to orange to yellow green. And that's a good analogous. Click one time, drag from top to bottom. If you hold down shift, it will make it straight. Or if you just left click and drag diagonally, you can get a nice swatch like that. So a diagonal swatch can go that way, either way. Left click, drag, boom. And it's really, really cool. All right, now let me hasten on. Control D. Let's go to our next one. Arrange tool, select this middle, select tool, select pixels, come to the gradient tool. This is monochromatic. It's almost monochromatic setup for you right now, but this black is too black. This red is a pure red, and that's perfect. So mono means one pure color, shaded with black, tinted with white. Now I want this black to be more with red mix. So that's going to be like a burgundy. So I'm changing it from a red to a reddish black, and that's burgundy, and that looks pretty good. And now if you mix red with white, you get pink. So I click over here, get another color stop, change the color to pink, and there you have it. Shaded black, pure red, shade tinted white. So you get these options from burgundy to pink. And that's a good example of monochromatic. Once again, monochromatic is one color, mono, shaded with black, tinted with white. And this is a good example of monochromatic. Control D. And finally, tertiary. Come to my arrange tool, click on this one, and you can see it hop right to that layer. Don't get confused. If you get confused by clicking here and clicking here, just use the layer swash in here in the layer palette, and you can go to the different layers that way. All right, select layer, layer pixel, come over to my gradient tool, choose a good color for tertiary swashes is this one right down here at the bottom, because tertiary means muted tones, muted colors, and muted colors are colors that are mixed with grays. And colors that create gray is when you actually mix the complement. When you mix primary and secondary together, you get your gray muted tones. So orange and blue, green and red, yellow and purple will give you tertiary brownish grayish tones. So this one is a good example to start off my gradient, and this is a muted green, and I want this lighter muted green to be more of a harvest yellow, which is represented in nature. And another idea for tertiary are nature colors. So think of fall colors. And this is going to be a good brown. So I choose my specifier, choose one of these browns here. This is already kind of figured out for me here. Not that kind of deep. And that's a good tertiary color. And this time I'm going to go diagonally from top to bottom, left click drag, and there you have it. Control D, that's the assignment. Okay, when you get it all done, you're going to come over here to File. You're going to save. Make sure you save it as a JPEG. Put your name, digital color theory. It's going to default down to download. Put it in your folder, stay organized, and you're going to attach it to the color theory document, and that's how you're going to get graded. All right, let's get it done.